Hello everyone, welcome back to Collection Month. This is the one that everybody looks forward to every year, and to be honest with you, I'm not really sure why. Don't get me wrong, I love my Thomas Home Media products. I mean, if you could see the stacks that go on behind here, and you'll see them later on in this very video, but this is always the highest performing collection video every single time I do Collection Month. That's one of the reasons why I keep doing it. But why do you guys like this so much? Tell me down in the comments, why do you guys like me showing this stuff off every year? But let's go ahead and stop rambling. You all know who I am. You all know what this video is. Let's go ahead and jump into the Thomas & Friends Home Media Collection for 2023. So we'll start over here with this stack with a relatively newer copy of James Learns a Lesson, not new in terms of shape, but new to the collection, because Dan sent me this a little while back. Now we've got my copies that don't have any cases, or bare copies as I call them. Spills and Chills blue copy. That does have the Magic Railroad trailer on it, and it's the Australian Eric Idle sounding guy doing it, not Jim Cummings. Songs from the Station, Cranky Bugs. A different copy of Spills and Chills. This one is my original one from childhood. And rounding out the bare copies, a 10 Years of Thomas. Here's another copy of Songs from the Station with a case. I can't remember if it was Dan or Ricky that sent this. And then here's a Spills and Chills with an actual case. I'm pretty sure Dan sent me this too. Now we got some sampler videos. Got Thomas's Sodor Stories and Two Thomas Adventures. Here's a Cranky Bugs with an actual case. A regular case, I should say. Track Stars. The final VHS release for the Americas over here in the States. Tales from the Tracks. One of the rarest VHS tapes I own. And then Thomas's Christmas Wonderland, which is not a shiny metallic red, rather a normal red. I say that because I just found something on the floor. It's a Star Wars The Black Series accessory. Sabine, I found your paint gun. But anyway, I say that for Thomas's Christmas Wonderland because there are blue variants of this out there. Mine is just a regular black variant that have almost a metallic color on their cases. Mine is just regular red. Now this Spills and Chills over here, I know Mr. Ricky sent me. This was my first Spills and Chills that had a case. Not a real case, a library case that's been cut in half, on the wrong side, mind you, but I believe this is yes, it is a blue ink label variant. So again, shout out to Ricky. I don't know what your username is if you have a YouTube channel, bro, or else I would be shouting that out as well. And then here's a Best of James copy that came from a library or Blockbuster or something. Came in a VHS lot a long, long time ago. It's great to be an engine. My friend Train King James sent that to me. Another pretty rare tape here. Thomas and Bertie's Great Race. This tape is so weird. It's meant to be used with the talking TV Teddy doll thing, and the segments where it's live action and your stuffed animal is supposed to be talking are really awkward. But it's a cool, weird release. You can check out the home media review on it for my full thoughts. Gallant Old Engine, reprint from my childhood. Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. Another uncommon VHS tape. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's rare. Just a lot of people are trying to sell it for exuberant prices, but it is fairly uncommon. Thomas and the Jet Engine, Steamies versus Diesels, Thomas's Sodor Celebration, Percy Saves the Day, A Big Day for Thomas, Hooray for Thomas. I remember I picked this, Thomas and the Really Brave Engines and Percy Saves the Day up in one big lot over on eBay. I was so excited when I got that. Alright, now we're moving into red tapes. We got Thomas Gets Tricked, red variant. Or no, sorry, we have another reprint here before we get to the rest of those. Thomas and His Friends Get Along. We have one reprint of Thomas Gets Tricked. or rather it's a 1990 like one reprint. I used to have like 3 of those. I got rid of the extras at the Entertainment Extravaganza, because who needs like 5 different copies of Thomas Gets Tricked on VHS? That thing's about as common as milk. Blue tape variant of James Learns a Lesson. Come on. Oops. I promise you I'm gentle with my home media products. And then the red tape variant of James Learns a Lesson. This was an early eBay purchase for me, and it was so exciting when I got it. I was so happy, because I'd never seen one like that before. We have 90s reprint of James Learns a Lesson. For the longest time, that was the only one I didn't own in that style. Got that one a few years ago. The only red tape that I'm missing is Tenders and Turntables. This one is an early print, but it's black. And you can tell that it's an early print because of the large reels in there, but it's black. I need a red one. All the ones that are on eBay right now are black. Somebody please post a red tape. Please. I will buy it from you. Reprint of Tenders and Turntables. I watched the hell out of this when I was in middle school, and I grabbed it off of eBay. I, for some reason, was really attached to that tape. Thomas Breaks the Rules, red tape variant, and one of the first VHS lots I ever got included Thomas Breaks the Rules. It's this late 90s reprint, or early 90s reprint. I keep messing that up. An original copy of Better Late Than Never that never got released in the red tape variant. Only black. We do have this nice sticker there. Recorded in standard play with enhanced sound and graphics. Funny enough, that tape doesn't look much better than this one. but it is a reprint, and you can tell by the duck. We have my 2 Trust Thomas variants down here. We have the original and the Time Life variant of Thomas, or Trust Thomas. Here it is on the back there. Time Life. This is the most common Time Life tape that you'll find out there. The other ones are extremely expensive, and I don't want to pay the price for them. Another original. Thomas Gets Bumped. Thomas Percy and the Dragon. Daisy. James Goes Buzz Buzz. Percy's Ghostly Trick. Thomas's Christmas Party. Rusty to the Rescue. This actually might have been the first tape I ever purchased off of eBay. I think. I bought this and that lot with Thomas Breaks the Rules in it around the same time period, but I think this showed up first. So I watched the hell out of that when I was in middle school, because I got back into Thomas when I was in middle school. I don't know if you guys know this, but I started my channel when I was in middle school. That was 11 years ago this year. So yeah, I was young. The reprint of Thomas Gets Bumped from the 90s, mid-90s I should say. Thomas Meets the Queen. It's an ink label, kind of a rare variant there, but the sticker label is the original print, and I don't have it. That's unfortunate for me. Rusty to the Rescue reprint. Daisy reprint. Another reprint of Thomas Gets Bumped, this one from the early 2000s. An original print of The Gallant Old Engine. An original print of Thomas and His Friends Help Out. Yeah, this was the one that had the, I think I bought a reprint of James Learns a Lesson from like a train convention, and it had Thomas and His Friends Help Out inside of it. An original print of Thomas and the Special Letter. Original print of Sing Along and Stories. A reprint of James Goes Buzz Buzz. Reprint of Percy's Ghostly Trick. And I remember when this supplemental came out. That was back when I was posting like 3 videos a day. That was crazy. Do you guys remember when I used to post 3 supplementals per day way back in this channel's heyday? That's freaking insane to me that I used to do that. I had a lot of stuff to get through. Thomas's Christmas Party reprint. Thomas Gets Tricked reprint. I think I was going to buy it because it was an ink label on the picture on eBay, but it turned out to be a sticker label. Boo. Here's that James Learns a Lesson box that I had. Again, if someone knows who, someone put a little sticker on the side that I literally have not noticed that before. But there's that. Original print of Thomas Comes to Breakfast. An original print of A Big Day for Thomas. And an original print of Thomas and His Friends Get Along. A Big Day for Thomas is definitely the rarest and most valuable out of that little trilogy there. Alright, just a few more stacks of VHS and then we'll be done with that. We have a reprint of Sing Along and Stories. reprint of Thomas and the Special Letter. We have I think this is the Kmart variant of Thomas Comes to Breakfast. Yes, this is the Kmart variant, and the way I know that's because on the top, look at that barcode. This was sent to me by Jeremy. I can't remember what his username is, but Jeremy helped me out with this. And then here's the reprint I picked up off of eBay because my childhood copy was eaten by my VCR. 3 different copies of 10 Years of Thomas, and this isn't even all the 10 Years of Thomas that I own. We have an original black ink label variant, which used to be owned by a guy named Stuart, a blue sticker label variant there. Blue is definitely more common than the black one, and then a reprint of Thomas, or 10 Years of Thomas. I think my blank 10 Years of Thomas came from a Best of Gordon box, because I bought the Best of Gordon off of eBay, and it came with a cassette, which I was very excited to get that cassette, but the Best of Gordon tape wasn't included in there, so, and I think Ricky actually helped me out in completing that, so thank you, Ricky. Percy's Chocolate Crunch. This is my childhood copy. It's got the little SpongeBob sticker on it. We have a better condition copy of Calling All Engines, which was sent to me by Ricky as well. Here's my original Calling All Engines VHS. Very beat up. It's missing the windows where the tape reel is. But it's nostalgic for me because it's like one of the first lots I ever bought off of eBay. Thomas's Friends Help Out with a 60 minutes of fun sticker there. Very happy I never took that off during childhood because that's just really cool. And Thomas's Trackside Tunes, another childhood copy. I think I stepped on this because the the creases in the case are very obvious. You can never fix that, no matter how hard you bend it. And the final piece of that very early lot I bought was New Friends for Thomas. And we come to my James and the Red Balloon copies. I think this one's the broken one. Maybe. Yes, okay, that one's the broken one. I was watching this on Skype with a couple friends of mine, and it broke while I was watching it, which sucked because that's my childhood copy of James and the Red Balloon, so that wasn't very fun. But then my buddy, Train King James, hooked me up with a new copy of it. He had a extra one just lying around and said, "Hey, you want it?" I'm like, "Sure, thanks, man." And he also sent me It's Great to Be an engine and a couple track pieces. There is an unboxing of that on my channel, so if you want to go watch that, you can. Here's that Best of Gordon that came in that lot with the cassette. It's now got a Best of Gordon tape inside of it. And here's the other Best of Gordon VHS I bought that has a ripped back. Here's my childhood copy of Best of Thomas, childhood copy of Best of Percy, and my childhood copy of Races, Rescues, and Runaways. I got 2 copies of Make Someone Happy here. Got a blue ink label variant that came from my grandparents, and a black sticker label variant that I bought. One of the shortest supplementals in HMR history. I think this video on this one wound up being like 2.5 minutes. Childhood print of Thomas's Snowy Surprise. And finally, Salty Secret. Whew, my legs are already starting to lose blood flow there, and we're not even halfway done with the collection yet. Whew, alright, here we go. Jumping into the Wooden Train bonus packs now. We have Thomas Percy and the Dragon. Came with a express coach. None of those packs came with the actual engines in them. They all came in a lot, and I think I got it because I placed a bid on it, and like a week later I forgot about it, and then it said, "You won!" So I'm like, okay, I guess I own these now. We got a Big Day for Thomas. Came with Donald. Thomas's Christmas Wonderland. Came with James. And Percy's Chocolate Crunch came with the Breakdown Train. Now these are very familiar to me, these other Wooden Train bonus packs down here. These used to belong to my grandparents, and then they gave them to me because they didn't need them anymore. We have Best of James, appropriately came with James. Best of Thomas came with Henry. Thomas Gets Bumped came with Mike. And Cranky Bugs came with Edward. And moving over to this stack, kind of miscellaneous stuff here. I've got this weird drugstore exclusive DVD sampler, Thomas's Railway Adventures, which was also a PC game. It's a take and play pack. I've done a supplemental on it. Well, I've done a HMR on this. This was included in the Thomas Samplers HMR. I don't know why I'm whispering. I sound like Joe Biden right now. Come on, man! So, yeah, Thomas's Railway Adventures there. I keep it in the box because it's just nice that way. Here's some loose discs that Dan sent me. They got All Aboard with the Steam Team and The Great Race and Songs of Sodor and On Track for Adventure. Those are UK releases. Now we got some samplers here. This came with a Wooden Railway set. It's the episode Disappearing Diesels. When I bought that off of eBay, it also came with a 2013 Wooden Railway Thomas, and I didn't have that, so that was cool. This DVD came with the Sodor Search and Rescue Center Wooden Railway destination. I was very happy to find this in an actual store. Granted, it was a TJ Maxx, but it was a store. Here's some discs that don't have cases. My Scratched On-Site with Thomas. The episode Kelly's Windy Day has never played right on that disc. And then Thomas Percy and the Dragon. I don't know what happened to that case. It just, poof, vanished. Here's a custom Dinos and Discovery bootleg release. This was a weird period where I was like, I'm not buying Thomas DVDs anymore. I'll just make my own. I only made one. I think this includes the UK dubs as well of all those episodes, because those are the only ones that were on YouTube at the time. My famous custom, Better Late Than Tricked. It's got Better Late Than Never and Thomas Gets Tricked on it. I like burning my own DVDs, okay? It was a weird phase, and I'm out of that now. And here's the story of Thomas and the Jet Engine. I think that came with a Trackmaster set. Ooh, here come my favorites. The Take-Along samplers. Diesel from Thomas to the Rescue. That was donated to the channel from my pal Railmakes. Thank you, Railmakes. And this was donated to the channel from my pal Wooden Railway Only, Emily's Adventure. These I picked up off of eBay myself. Henry and the Elephant. And Gordon Takes a Tumble. Ooh, the sun just decided to come out. Let's go. You guys can actually see things now. These I've had since childhood. I got James and the Trouble with Trees. Can you see me there? Hello. Percy Takes a Plunge. And Thomas and the Special Letter. And then here's another weird sampler that came with I think this was a Trackmaster set. It doesn't have a name. And it has weird episodes on it. But I don't remember which ones. But they're newer series episodes, so they're not that good. Found that on eBay. I think somebody linked it on Twitter and then tagged me in it. And it was like, boom, that's mine. Here's the smallest part of this collection, the Thomas Blu-rays. Thomas never got a lot of love on Blu-ray, but it deserves it because it looks great. First one up, Magic Railroad. Controversial release from Shout Factory, but it's got good stuff on it. Could it have been better? Of course, everything can, but I mean, for what we got, it's pretty good. We can watch that movie in HD now. And frankly, I see this as an absolute win. Misty Island Rescue, The Day of the Diesels. I don't know why I said that so menacing. Blue Mountain Mystery, the movie. I always think of that trailer whenever I see that title now. You guys can stop yelling at me now. I have gotten offers for King of the Railway on Blu-ray for years. People saying, I'll sell you my copy for $6 billion. Or, look, here's one on eBay for 69 cents. You guys can stop asking me to get it now because I have it. I just haven't covered it on the show yet. It hasn't found its way into the schedule. But I do have King of the Railway on Blu-ray. I'm excited to watch that in HD. And then we have Tell the Brave. It's fine. People don't give this movie enough credit. Legend of the Lost Treasure. Best Thomas movie ever made. And then The Great Race. Meh. As much as I despise Journey Beyond Sodor and Big World, Big Adventures, I do wish they had Blu-rays so we could at least say, hey, we've got all of the CGI specials. Well, no, we couldn't because Hero of the Rails never got a Blu-ray either. We could have said we had most of the specials on Blu-ray, but we do not. And we can't say that, and that's upsetting. Here's another VHS copy of 10 Years of Thomas. It's in this, like, collectible tin thing. I think you were supposed to use it as a coin bank because it's got that little slot up there. It has a blue copy of 10 Years of Thomas inside of it. And here are my Magic Railroad VHS tapes. This one is not my childhood one. Well, no, it's not. That's a one I bought probably off of eBay in a lot or something. Here's another variant of Magic Railroad. Also not my childhood copy. This one's my childhood copy. I have to look at it because there's like a squiggly line there. Can you see that? That's how I know that's my childhood copy. Ugh, stretch my legs again. My old bones are aching. Yeah, get that blood moving in there. Whew. I sit crisscross applesauce for the majority of these videos when I'm behind the camera doing this, and that's probably not very good for my health. If my doctor ever watches this, I'm fine. Probably going to order me to get a CT scan or something. My doctor loves his scans. Anyway, enough about my doctor. Let's get back to work. We're into the DVDs now. I'm Mr. Miyagiing this shit. We have an original print of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Yes, this is an original print. I just had to make sure. We have my Canadian variant of Thomas and the Magic Railroad, sent to me by Glorious Dan. Spirit of Sodor. Here's some of my UK stuff here. We got P.P. Parade, 3 Cheers for Thomas. Legend of the Lost Treasure. The Adventure Begins. Season 10. Season 11. Rattle Engine's Big Days Out. Seasonal Scrapes. Season 6, which we just covered on Home Media Reviews. At the time of this video being recorded, that HMR hasn't come out yet, so I don't know how you guys think, but let me know down in the comments. I imagine some of my takes are going to be kind of controversial, mainly because I say Season 6 is great and it's better than Season 7. People always get upset when I say that. And then here's next week's HMR, Engines to the Rescue. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched Season 6's HMR yet. Tales from the Rails, the Steam Team Collection. That's a classic right there. Great release, yeah. First Class Stories, The Best of Thomas, Edward and Gordon, that's Edward. Now, Thomas in Trouble, A Close Shave. Why? What is this artwork? People on Twitter were saying that the Edward and Gordon one looked weird. Nah, man. A Close Shave is so weird because it's just a stock photo of Thomas. Whenever you searched Thomas the Tank Engine on Google Images for like 15 years, that image was the first one to pop up. It just screams stock photo. We have the Fogman, which I believe is the UK's version of Salty Secret. Hey, it has Gordon Takes a Tumble on here. That was on Percy's Chocolate Crunch over here in the United States. Then we have this Best of Friends 3-pack with Best of Thomas, Percy, and James. Merry Winter Wish. I finally have a individual copy of this, so you guys know what that means. Christmas video, yippee! I sounded like little Anakin Skywalker there for a minute. Yippee! Oh, man. Engines to the Rescue. If you guys can't tell, these DVDs are in like no particular order. I literally just grabbed them off my closet shelf and threw them on the floor. Great Destinations. That one might be the rarest DVD I own, because not a lot of people knew about it before I did my video on it, and before Train King James sent me the link to it on eBay and I bought it, but also not a lot of people have it. It was a Blockbuster exclusive back in the day. The release that started everything. This DVD copy of James Learns a Lesson gave me the inspiration to finally start this series. I'd been whiffling and waffling about starting Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews for probably about a year before I finally got this. I bought it for $5 at Walmart. And I thought, you know what, screw it. We're going to finally start this show. And look where it led to. And here is the Apple case variant of James Learns a Lesson. This got so many reprints, man. A slim case variant of Trust Thomas that Dan sent me. And a thick case variant of Trust Thomas. I think I grabbed that at an FYE. Back when FYE used to actually have physical media. My original copy of Best of Thomas on DVD. And my reprint that I got from Goodwill. It's got the CD sampler in it. Here are my 2007 Best of releases with the weird 3D faces on them. Best of Thomas. Let's see if he still works. He still sounds really good. I'm surprised. Percy, I think, last year wasn't sounding so good. Let's see. Nothing. Just nothing. He's dead. There's got to be like a battery or something that's inside of this that I could get inside and like change, but I don't know. I just don't care enough to do it. Best of James, how you doing? Not very well. Oh, man. Those batteries are so old, though, I'm not exactly surprised. Gordon, come on. Come on, Gordon. Still be alive. Nope. Nope, same as James. Here's the previous revival season of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews. All the UK releases that Sean sent me. The very best of Thomas. Brave Little Engines, truckloads of fun. How can you not like this release? It's amazing. It's got Comic Sans, for Christ's sake. Thomas and the Magic Railroad, Together on the Tracks, Season 3, Season 9, and Season 12. Here's Thomas Gets Tricked. That came in a Wooden Train bonus pack, but I like to keep it outside of its box. I still have its box, I just don't have it here. Slim case variant of James Learns a Lesson. Came from Dan. I'm trying to credit everyone who's ever sent me something, and it's really hard to remember all this stuff, so bear with me, guys. Thomas Gets Bumped. Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon. Percy Takes the Plunge. James Goes Buzz Buzz. Percy's Ghostly Trick with a really cool glow-in-the-dark slipcover. Rusty to the Rescue. Thomas and the Special Letter. Thomas and his Friends Help Out. Friends Help Out, which is just Thomas and his Friends Help Out without the Thomas and part. Sing Along and Stories. Hop on Board Songs and More, which is Sing Along and Stories, just retitled. Kind of false advertising there. Henry and the Elephant. Thomas and his Friends Get Along. Thomas Comes to Breakfast, slim case variant. And then a thick case of Thomas Comes to Breakfast. A Big Day for Thomas. Wooden Train bonus pack variant. Cranky Bugs, my original childhood DVD of Cranky Bugs. Races, Rescues, and Runaways. And 10 Years of Thomas. Moving into these back stacks, we've got Spills and Chills, Make Someone Happy, my original childhood print of that. Thomas's Christmas Wonderland, another gift from Wooden Railway Only. Various copies of Magic Railroad. Can't remember what this one is. Oh, this is a reprint of Magic Railroad. This is another reprint of Magic Railroad, but a newer reprint because it's got flimsy plastic there. And then I picked that up the same day as I got this. It's a sealed reprint of Magic Railroad. I kept it sealed for the video. You see it was reprinted in January of 2019. Trackside Tunes, Best of Percy, slim case variant of Best of James. Had that ever since I was a kid. A CD sampler of the Best of James. And then just a regular thick case copy of the Best of James. Salty Secret, Percy's Chocolate Crunch, James and the Red Balloon, a reprinted version of that, which is now in a thin case as opposed to a thick one, because it really needs a thin case. A CD sampler variant of James and the Red Balloon that doesn't have the CD sampler. It has James and the Trouble with Trees in it. For some reason, whatever. And then my original copy of Best of James, James and the Red Balloon. I'm talking so fast right now. Thomas's Snowy Surprise here may be the release that I own the most copies of. You got the slim case variant here. I have a Universal reprint, a Lionsgate reprint that was a Walmart exclusive that came with an advent calendar with a fake back and everything. We did a whole video on that. Here's a reprint of Best of Gordon that I got from Goodwill. And then my original Best of Gordon DVD. I have 2 copies of New Friends for Thomas. One works, and one of them is scratched. The scratched one came from my childhood. I got that for Easter one year, because my parents used to get me stuff on Easter other than like candy and stuff. I think I scratched it a while later, and I was really upset about it. Steamies versus Diesels. I remember I got this for my birthday in like 2004, 2005, but my dog at the time was a puppy and he chewed holes in the disc. So I watched it maybe twice before Steeler got his little paws on it. Thomas and the Jet Engine. It's great to be an engine. Hooray for Thomas. It was around this time when I got this for like a birthday or Christmas. I started to realize, what's with the quality of these stories? They're not as good as the VHS tapes that I have. Calling All Engines. This is my original. Okay, that's the one that Dan sent me. And I have a reprint here from Lionsgate. Thomas's Soda Celebration. And Songs from the Station. I got those the same day, and I was in love with them. I think I got them. We used to have this tradition when I was a kid where whenever we would take a big road trip, and I got to have a DVD player, I got to take all my movies with me. Most of it was Thomas content. But the night before our trip, my mom or my dad would take us to Walmart, Target, wherever, and let us pick out one new movie. I don't know how I conned my way into getting Soda Celebration and Songs from the Station at the same time, but I did, and I watched them on the way to, it was probably Hilton Head where I was going, let's be honest. It was more than likely Hilton Head. That's why it's my favorite vacation spot. I went there a lot when I was a kid. Percy Saves the Day, Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. That's another Wooden Train bonus pack variant that I have. Track Stars, that's the Universal reprint. Out of all the releases to reprint, they chose that one. I don't know why. On Site with Thomas, Thomas's Halloween Adventures, original print there. And then Universal reprint. And another Universal reprint, but this time with a cool glow-in-the-dark slipcover. See, I was weirded out by that when it first came out, but now I miss it. Like, I miss those weird releases that they would do for Thomas, because at least it was keeping it somewhat relevant on store shelves, and now there's just nothing anymore. It's sad. I want new things to buy, Mattel. Milkshake Muddle, one of my most infamous HMRs because of my rant on there not being a menu. Or rather, there is a menu, it's just a shell of one. It's barely a menu. Thomas's Trusty Friends, Carnival Capers with a slipcover, Thomas and the Toy Workshop, the release I watch every year for Christmas, Ultimate Christmas, Thomas and the Treasure, Engines and Escapades, Mud, Glorious Mud, yet another weird Universal reprint. They chose to reprint this. I don't know why. And finally, The Great Discovery. I will always pronounce it that way, no matter what happens. This is the variant that has the CD in it. Here are my Season 12 releases, all with slipcovers. Railway Friends, High Speed Adventures, Team Up with Thomas, a Valentine's Day reprint of Team Up with Thomas. That's a great gift to get your girlfriend on Valentine's Day. She'll love it. And Percy and the Bandstand. When I got all of those with slipcovers, I felt like I had just completed the Infinity Gauntlet. It was such a good feeling. And here's the Adventure Pack, which packs in all 4 Season 12 releases. Technically, it's the only other complete season box set we've got over here in the United States. Hero of the Rails. Bought that when it first came out. And a Universal reprint of Hero of the Rails. Holiday Express slim case variant. Dan sent me that. And a Universal reprint of Holiday Express. Universal shows the weirdest stuff to reprint. But again, I miss it, because at least it kept Thomas relevant on store shelves. And now there's just nothing. Nothing but sadness. Splish, splash, splosh with the old border sticker right there on the front. I will never take that off because Borders is no longer around. That was always a really cool store. I don't remember a lot about it, but the few times I went there, it was really fun. Thomas and the Runaway Kite. Greatest Stories, which aren't really the greatest stories, but okay. Creaky Cranky. I say this every year, but the Creaky Cranky collab, it's coming, guys. It's coming. In 2069. Hang on, can we just take a minute here? I just need to... Whew! Yeah, there we go. I'm laying down. My back hurts. I'm so old and frail. Can someone come shoot the rest of this video for me? I'll pay you. It won't be more than a ham sandwich and a pack of Skittles, but I'll pay you to do it. Okay, back at it. Let's do it. Whew! Alright, Misty Island Rescue. Slipcover. Lion of Sodor. Wobbly Wheels and Whistles. Pop Goes Thomas. The Birthday Express. Thomas in Charge. The Day of the Diesels. Original print of Merry Christmas Thomas. And a universal reprint of Merry Christmas Thomas. Okay, we're nearing the finish line here, folks. We're almost done. Got some Wooden Train bonus packs here. The Runaway Engine, which is just a reprint of Thomas and His Friends Get Along. That was donated to me courtesy of He Who Shall Not Be Named. Because apparently we're not allowed to talk about him anymore. I mean, I get the Turtles. He did some bad stuff, like a lot of bad stuff, and got kicked out of the fandom justifiably, but are we still not allowed to mention how he was, like, really influential over the Thomas fandom and how he was nice to me? Like, am I allowed to talk about that now? Trouble on the Tracks, Rescue on the Rails, Curious Cargo, Up and Away, Engine Friends, Schoolhouse Delivery, Blue Mountain Mystery, the movie, A Very Thomas Christmas original print with the slipcover, and a universal reprint of A Very Thomas Christmas. It's actually got new poster art. Most of the universal reprints don't even bother to change the poster art. Sticky Situations, Muddy Matters, Go Go Thomas, Railway Mischief, Animals Aboard. I once had a guy, no joke, ask me in my comment section, "Hey Lego lover, can I have your copy of Animals Aboard? You can just buy another one." No! No, I'm not giving you my copy of Animals Aboard. What's wrong with you? Oh, geez. King of the Railway on DVD with a slipcover. Santa's Little Engine went for a ride there. Because, is it still sticky? Kind of is. Maybe a little bit there. The Thomas Way, Spills and Thrills, Tale of the Brave, The Christmas Engines, Signals Crossed, and Dinos and Discoveries. We are so close to the end. I can taste victory here. Alright, 2 stacks left. We have a sealed copy of James Goes Buzz Buzz. It's got a Terrence the Tractor wooden model in there. A sampler DVD, Fun with Thomas. The other sampler DVD that came in a thick case, Quarry Adventures on Sodor, which it used to be up on my channel. It's not anymore because it got taken down by Mattel. So that's unfortunate. 2 packs, Thomas's Halloween Adventures and Percy's Ghostly Trick, On Site with Thomas and Races, Rescues, and Runaways, Thomas and the Toy Workshop and Thomas and the Really Brave Engines, New Friends for Thomas and Spills and Chills, and finally, Best of Thomas and the Best of James. The Adventure Begins, Whale of a Tale, Wild Water Rescue, Legend of the Lost Treasure, Thomas's Christmas Carol, one of my last purchases from Sam's before they stopped selling physical media, Tales on the Rails, Start Your Engines, Tinsel on the Tracks, Ultimate Friendship Adventures, Extraordinary Engines, Journey Beyond Sodor, Christmas on Sodor. What I was originally thinking was going to be the series finale to Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews, Thomas's Holiday Collection. But, as we all know, good things never stay dead for long, because Big World, Big Adventures came out. And this was the last Thomas and Friends official release here in the United States. I don't count All Engines Go, because that's not Thomas. because I don't want to hear people in the comments saying, there's still things for you to cover. You can just watch All Engines Go. No. Now we have some box sets, oddball items. That's how we're going to round things out here today. Thomas' Snowy Surprise. This came with a Mavis. Sealed copy of Calling All Engines that my friend Roman's TWR Empire sold to me. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to actually open it. It's been sealed for the longest time, so I don't know. Depends. Another Wooden Train bonus pack of James Goes Buzz Buzz. This one also had a new style Terrence in it, but I opened that one because I wanted a Terrence. Percy's Ghostly Trick. This came from He Who Shall Not Be Named. Also, I think James Goes Buzz Buzz came from He Who Shall Not Be Named as well. And I think the sealed one might have come from Andrew. He might have given it to me at the entertainment show, because I signed one for him, and I think he had another one that he gave me. We have another reprint of James and the Red Balloon. This one came from Dan. I'm not sure how it wound up there, but it's in that stack. Holiday Favorites. This DVD box set includes Ultimate Christmas, Merry Winter Wish, and Holiday Express. The Steam Engine Stories box set. This is where Tales from the Tracks, Track Stars, and Come Ride the Rails all wound up in. I sold off my extra copies of those, and now I just keep them in this box. We have Totally Thomas Volume 4, where my new copy of New Friends for Thomas wound up at. That's why I bought this box set, because it had New Friends for Thomas in it. The 10 Movie Birthday Collection. That was kind of a letdown. And the Early Years, the complete first season of Thomas. And now we have oddball items, and then we can finally wrap up and say goodbye. This is so cool to me. This is a Tale of the Brave and Engines to the Rescue 2-pack. It's the only way that you could have gotten Engines to the Rescue was in this 2-pack. Tale of the Brave doesn't have a physical copy in here. It's a voodoo code, but I just think this is so cool. And I found it. It's complete in box. It was brand new. When I bought it, I opened it up on Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews. It was a great episode. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen before, DVD bingo. Thomas & Friends has a DVD bingo. Cool. You can play bingo with Thomas. And this, I know Andrew tagged me in a tweet on Twitter and said, hey man, you should totally pick this up. This is a sealed Thomas & Friends sampler DVD that comes with Thomas the Tank Engine Big Blue Treasury and Big Yellow Treasury. As you can see, it hasn't been opened yet, and I'm debating on whether or not I want to, because this is it's not really all that common. I don't know. If I ever end up doing a supplemental on this, which let's be honest, I probably will, that's when I'll open it. I'll open it on camera. Well, everyone, that's it. That is the entire Thomas & Friends Home Media Collection for 2023. Without your guys' support of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews, I would never have the confidence nor the money to buy all this stuff. I want to thank you all so very much for watching, for supporting my channel over these last 11 years. I don't know why I'm feeling so nostalgic for my channel all of a sudden, but really this is what built the Lego Lover 117 Empire, is all of this stuff right here. Me talking about it to the camera for however long, every week, for most of the year. I mean, this is my bread and butter right here. This is what is responsible for building my channel to the powerhouse that it is today. So thank you all so very much for watching. I am going to go do, squat thrusts or something to wake up my legs, and probably take an ice bath because my back is killing me right now. I'm only 24. I shouldn't hurt this much. I will see you all next week for another installment of Collection Month. Good night, everybody. I've been to the downtown